codenamed the Prime Minister?
Am I still, I'm a Prime Minister?
No, those days.
No, but you know, I think what's interesting is that I think people know maybe the role I played, whether I was a statesman, whether at Darko Institute, you know, and the role I play in terms of, you know, helping the MPP with their strategies and stuff like that, advocacy and the rest of it. So I suspect when MPP won in 2016, they expected me to take a political position, office. And when I didn't take one, they had to create one for me. So, so I think that's how the title came. But of course.
So you were not the one who was the biggest puller of the strings.
The strings.
Yeah.
The strings.
I mean, you know, in governance politics.
You know, there's a lot of propaganda going on. I mean, and I've said it publicly, that yes, of course, I had influence. Okay, but influence is not the same as power.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, it does.
Okay, you have access to the president, even maybe to his bedroom, because you've known him, you know, it's not just family. I mean, I wasn't close to Akufo-Addo just because I'm family, no. It's because I supported him and I dedicated a lot because I believed in his vision and the rest of it. So we're that close. And then people expected that I would be offered a political position.
No, but your closeness means that he will listen to you.
Yes, you know, the presidency is a lonely place. And when you are close to a president, you feel sorry for a president. Because it's so lonely, you have... I'll give you just a typical example. This is during the election petition in 2012. This is when he was just a candidate. And I was sitting in his study, and he received a lot of people. And one pastor came. And I've forgotten exactly what the pastor said, but it was something to the effect that, oh, don't drink water in the morning. It's not that, but I'm just using an example. And then 3 or 4 other visitors came. When they left, the 5th one was also a pastor. Oh, drink water in the morning. Then Akufo-Addo said, I feel glad I'm here. You know? Yeah. And the thing is that, so you have all manner of things that you have to weigh. You are hearing all manner of things from various, but the final decision is yours. It's a lonely place. So yes, there are people who may influence your thinking. There are events that will influence your thinking, but you need to take the decision because the buck stops.
So did you tell him about the feeling of Ghanaians when he was the president? When you gauge the mood, were you telling him that, look, Mr. President, this is how Ghanaians are feeling?
The president knew better than I did. But let me tell you something. I don't know whether you studied, of course you did. You studied global affairs over the last 4 or 5 years. Okay? And you saw what happened, not just in Ghana, but in several places. Okay? The forces that were at play. Okay? And I remember sometimes people ask the question, why didn't he reshuffle? You hear that?
Oh, yes. The finance minister.
No, I'm coming. Why didn't he reshuffle? And I'll tell you Akufo-Addo's view on reshuffle before he even came to office. He didn't really believe in reshuffle unless he had the reason. It's not because you think he should do reshuffle, okay? Because this is there. He knows what his ministers are doing for his projects for the country, okay? He didn't necessarily believe in it. But if you notice when certain things were happening and you have a parliament, you know, there's something, I won't go into details, but I'll tell you something that a British Prime Minister, I believe, said. He said to a businessman, he said, you know, when you fire someone, okay, the worst they can do to you is they'll take you to employment tribunal. Okay? But they go. When I fire someone, they go and sit behind me and start plotting against me.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to go into details, but I'm just giving you a scenario.
Yeah.
And they start plotting against me. All right? You had Parliament that was a split parliament. A speaker that wasn't your speaker. Yeah? We remember there were even times that people had to be flown, one person had to be flown in order to pass a government program in parliament. Huh? And you had this situation where you had to deal with economic crisis. Yeah? You had no control, or hardly any control, of the place where your policies have to be adopted, okay, approved before you can implement them. And you had no control of that parliament, okay? All right, I don't want to get into details, but I'm just saying that when we sit back, when we've been, and I believe in posterity. So when we sit back, maybe the years come in, and we look at the situation that the country faced. So, for instance, he comes into office, he sees mining to be a problem. He says that he takes a radical decision. I will ban small-scale mining, even if it costs me politically. And it cost him politically. Because when you look at the results of 2020, in mining areas, he lost.
Yeah.
And then what happened after that?
Okay.
He didn't have a speaker. He didn't control parliament. And then the global cost of living crisis hit. Okay? Your budget, your first budget is thrown out. Okay? The policy that you thought, emergency policy that you thought could raise the money that was required to defray your debts. Okay? Had issues in parliament. Parliament that you couldn't control. And then investor confidence starts what? Leaving. So they come in. They sell their domestic bonds. They take it out, change it into dollars. And then your cedi currency starts going down. You don't also control parliament. And all these crises came to a head, okay? But I look at it and I say that that government did not waste the crisis.
Oh, but they say reshuffling of Rata would have changed it.
I'm coming. You can sit here and say that.
No, that's wrong. This is not me saying.
You can say that, but I'm saying that you can say that. But the president at the time also knew what his ministers were doing to help him resolve the crisis, including individual ministers. I don't want to single out any person. Okay, he knew the role each of them had to play at that time. When he felt that he had things under control, then he did his reshuffle. Okay, so I'm just saying that it may be difficult for Ghanaians at the time, looking at what was happening, say, change this person, as if that's the cure. But he felt that he had a crisis and it requires certain skills and experience that had been gained to resolve it. And when he felt that it had been resolved, then he made the changes. Or he felt that things were stabilized.
All right.
And at the end of the day, we have to recognize that the government did not waste the crisis. Okay?
Okay.
It used the crisis to take certain tough decisions that some of us suffered from, including, I'm talking about those of us who are bondholders. Okay? But the sacrifices that we made involuntarily, because we didn't want to do it. We didn't want to suffer haircuts. But those sacrifices saved the economy for 35 million people. Okay. And it gave us a space. We saw it in HIPC. President Rawlings, God bless his soul, perhaps did not have the courage after 19 years to sign up for HIPC when it happened. Because, yes, some of us campaigned for HIPC to happen. But for him, but when President Kufuor came, he had the courage
to do it.
And when he did it, what did he do? He gave him the space.
How's your cousin doing?
Which one?
Rata.
Oh, he's good. He's good. He's I sit down and I think that I don't know what he's going through, because whatever it is, and I saw some placards at the U.S. Embassy. And when you read the placards, they were saying how he made us suffer. As in the crisis. So which means that Ghanaians blame that one single person, or not, maybe not Ghanaians generally, but those who had the placards, for the economic crisis. That was not his invention. Okay? So I sit down and I think that this is a man who had made himself in the business community, decided to come into office.
Do you feel sad for him?
I feel, and if you're a human being, to know that this is a man that, because when you look at all the issues around him, I am yet to come across a single charge that they can say that Ofori-Atta stole money. It's as if he's being punished for the crisis that Ghanaians went through. He's being punished for some decisions, but this is a man that when the banks collapsed, which had nothing to do with him, it was the Bank of Ghana implementing an act that had been passed by Parliament before 2017. Okay? But his president told him, let me finish. His president told him that go and find money for the 4.5 million deposit.
Okay.
He did.
All right.
So, anyway, we leave it to. The facts will surely come out. But I'm sure he's well. Okay. And I think that I'm happy where Ghana is.
Okay.
Okay, right. In a sense that we have stability.
All right.
A lot of work has happened.
Our time
you didn't want me to talk, but
our time is fast. No, I think we should have gone into this earlier.
No.
Gabby Asare Otchere-Darko, Esquire, is founder and executive chairman, Anchor Prosperity Network, APN. Thank you very much for coming.
My pleasure.